Welcome to Burning Bright, a weekly podcast presenting poetry and prose from Passenger. Here's a date that probably didn't pop up in your high school American history textbook. July 7th, 1928, the day that sliced bread was sold for the first time. A guy named Otto Friedrich Rohweder came up with the design for a bread slicing machine somewhere around 1917. But it took another 11 years before he convinced a baker to give it a try, that pre-slicing wouldn't make the bread get stale right away. The ad that announced it said, "The greatest forward step in the baking industry since bread was wrapped." And that ad led to the saying that expresses revolutionary new ideas, the greatest thing since sliced bread. I was thinking that to honor the anniversary of sliced bread, I'd find pieces that Passengers published about the marvels of new technologies. But what I found even more of was something different but not unexpected. That older people not only are often reluctant to adapt new technologies, but we're often suspicious of them also, because we know they inherently cause life as we know it to change. TV remote controls, cordless phones and then cell phones, satellite TV and audio, these are great innovations and conveniences, but there's another side. Here's Lynn Wood Dizard's poem, Wireless, from Passenger's 2016 Poetry Contest issue. Press the remote and the day begins with traffic and weather and news of the day. Talking heads talk of losses and wins. Syrians surge and candidates have their say. Everyone everywhere is somehow connected with traffic and weather and news of the day. Babies are born and taxes collected. Chatterers chatter and recharge their phones. Everyone everywhere is somehow connected. No more attached than anonymous drones, sinless and guilt-free, untouched by caresses. Chatterers chatter and recharge their phones. At the end of the day, what can impress us in a wireless world, free of passion and pain? Sinless and guilt-free, untouched by caresses? Only more and more our constant refrain in a wireless world free of passion and pain. Press the remote and the day begins. Talking heads talk of losses and wins. Lynn Wood Dizard's Wireless. That poem, by the way, was a terzinelle, which is a poetic form that's 19 lines long and has a specific line and rhyme pattern. One of the greatest technological advances of the 20th century was atomic energy. And one of the greatest inventions since sliced bread was the atomic bomb. And that led to Hiroshima and Nagasaki, and dealing with Iran's nuclear capabilities today. Here's Madelyn Garner's poem, Summer of Hiroshima. August. Hours sleeping under fever's quilt, waking to a steam-filled room, scent of Vicks and the evening report. Broadcasters speaking of dark gods who had detonated Little Boy. So many burnt bodies, bones bonded to stone, roiling rubble. I heard a lone crow cawing in what I thought was sorrow, but I felt safe in Graham's rocking chair, although I was almost too old to be cradled by her. So slow her touching, while together we dreamt of the vertical cliffs and beaches of Point Loma, a place to gather up the ocean into our skin, watch clouds rear up like horses against unrationed blue. We would never make it there. For now, I listened to the beat of our synchronized hearts as my head shifted on Graham's breasts, hypnotized by the pendulum sway of her ruby earrings. The unexpected spider bite ripening on her wrist like a cherry. Here, in the room's roseate glow, where dying roses in a vase rimmed in crimson spilled petals over the floor. Here, where I would store ghosts in the mind's pocket, to which I later would add 3 Mile Island, Chernobyl, Fukushima. In the time between then and now and whatever will be, I have never forgotten her Philco radio, shadowy messenger from the past, its radium dial, an unblinking eye. From Passenger's 2024 Poetry Contest issue, Summer of Hiroshima by Madelyn Garner. Another technology, another of the greatest things since sliced bread, became popular in the early 2000s: texting. Here's Patricia Bollin's poem, Single Item Shopping List. "Do you need anything?" my visiting son asks as he starts to leave on his Portland search for old vinyl and some message-bearing t-shirt. What I need is for him to stay right there in that chair, working, plugged into the remote job that demands his brain. Of course, I know what he's asking. He's thinking milk or olive oil. I'm thinking, don't leave yet. Look, your lips still freckled with donut crumbs. Finish the rest of your black coffee. But I answer, no thanks, I've got what I need right now. He drives away in my car for a couple of hours, then texts, I can pick up anything you might need on my way back. Just come home. I can eat that box of 3-year-old raisins, shake out bread chunks from the toaster bottom, pile on the remains of purple jelly. Food is not what I'm missing here. But instead, text, can you find one of you at Fred's Grocery? Ha ha, he replies with that emoji button. I won't hit the tiny hearts emoji in reply. I know those hearts. They match the red maple leaves his shoes walked into the hall, the ones that will still be there when he flies back to L.A. Patricia Bollin's Single Item Shopping List from Passager's Winter 2025 issue. To subscribe to, donate to, or learn more about Passager and its commitment to older writers, visit PassagerBooks.com. Passager offers a 25% discount on the books and journal issues featured here on Burning Bright. Visit our website to see what's on sale this week. I hope your week turns out to be the greatest thing since sliced bread. For Christine, Roseanne, Mary, and the rest of the Passager staff, I'm John Shore.